We're still discussing the show of shame that happened yesterday between the DSS and the Nigerian Correctional Service, and over who would take the custody of former, the suspended CBN governor, and how should we address it? Who are we to blame? What are the ways to resolve? And
I want to understand who the DSS reports to. Who is the DSS Oga? And how come they always seem to be able to, do a lot of things and get away with it, disrespect the court orders and still get away with it? Who is calling them right now and speaking to them and reprimanding them, or is it that there's the head of the DSS that is encouraging this behavior? Are we looking at a group of people who just do not understand how to do their job or carry out their job? Or is this how it is meant to go? Is this what the, ethics for their work, is that what is laid out? That no matter what the court says, when we send you out by fire or by whatever, you make sure you bring that person back. So I feel that we need to be hearing from the DSS right now on the way that the officials are meant to conduct themselves when they go to arrest, and after they have gotten a court injunction or a court order, if they are meant to respect it or just disregard it because they are the almighty DSS.
I'm going to read from the DSS portal after we take Daniel's call. Good morning, Daniel. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, my name is Daniel. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Welcome to the show. Good morning, Daniel.
Yes. First, what happened that yesterday is a disgrace. It's something that the government should come down heavily on. Remember, the same DSS had this same standoff with the EFCC in the early stage of this government. It took the president to now address the security agencies, saying that they must work together. There must be a synergy. All these are federal government institutions. How come it never happened? And for me, people must answer for what happened that yesterday. Where is the synergy? How do they now work together?
They don't.
Openly? Openly. That is a shame. And people, there must be consequences for actions. And it's a disgrace, honestly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, do you know that they were all wearing masks, so you cannot even identify who is this?
Yes.
So you knew what you were coming to do. You all wore masks.
Well, I think DSS are meant to
you're not supposed to see them like that. Yeah. You were going to say something to me.
Yes, so this case just makes me ask the big question in the room. What is special about this case? Why is it that DSS...
No, but we know that the case of this is the person in interest. Yes. Most DSS is only involved in special cases. You know that the one of I had to, or based on their website, they are to prevent and detect any crime against the internal security of Nigeria. They're supposed to protect the protection and preservation of non-military classified matters concerning internal security. So that keeps coming again and again.
Yeah. Prevention
and detection and investigation of threats of espionage, subversion, sabotage, terrorism, separatist agitation, intergroup conflict, economic crimes of national security dimension, and threat to law and order.
So we know that one of the cases charged against Emefiele is also terrorism.
Yes.
And if you ask Nigerians that question, they will remind you of a few months ago, how we could barely eat, how people, it seemed like the policy that was carried out, the way it was executed, it seemed like it was sabotaging.
So it might fall under economic crimes of national, it said economic crimes of national security dimension and threat to law and order. So, but what I saw displayed looked like the DSS were the ones carrying out a threat to law and order. I would have loved if one agency had just piped down. Like, it would have been okay if you let the maybe this national, because in terms of hierarchy, you would place DSS above every other. So when you find yourself in that situation, just let them go. You can then go to court to say you are contesting why the DSS came to take somebody that is lawfully given to you to be in your custody.
Yeah.
That should be the next. Not that you are struggling to keep him and then another person is struggling to take him. Once DSS shows up and say, I'm DSS, and they identify as DSS, every other person should stand down. That would be my thought. If I am wrong, call him.
No, when they call. So you're disrespecting the judiciary. You cannot. Who are we? I mean, if you disrespect the judiciary, then do we have a country? Do we get
let's
justice?
Discuss about how if it is disrespect, because they have a court order. We've got a caller from the Ikorodu. We'll take that call and find out if they actually have a court order. Shouldn't it?
But if in this case they have a court order, we know of many cases where they do not have a court order and they're still holding on to those people.
Daniel, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Everyone.
Good morning, Daniel.
Yeah, this is a very shameful disgrace and shameful situation and national disgrace to this country yesterday. But I have a different opinion for the fact that I would not like disobeying the rule of law. But like I say, I have a different opinion. And my opinion is this: first, we should know that there are so much allegations against Emefiele. And, taking Emefiele to the court was forced by the court.
Yes.
And I believe the DSS have not established all their facts. Who is that? You see, our rule of law does not favor common man in Nigeria. It only favors. And if you look at that situation, the way the prison custodians were dragging it yesterday, they were only fighting for their pockets because they know if a Emefiele gets to their place, they know what they can make from it. They know what they are going to make from it.
So that's an accusation.
The lawyers that were defending Emefiele. Please, I'm sorry, I'm taking much of your time. The lawyers that were defending Emefiele, they know what they are doing. Look at the case of this kid boy at Ibadan. His own case was also payable offense. The judge gave him bail. He said he should be reminded in the court. This Emefiele case was more stronger than the Ibadan guy now. So please, let us, like I said.
That was Shola's opinion, doesn't reflect, and he didn't state any fact to back it up. But we are used to always assuming that everybody is working in their self-interest. The man could just have been working as per, I have the instruction from the court that I should take this man into custody, and somebody is coming to carry him away. So let's not assume.
I want to put it in inverted commas, as you always put it. This rule of law that we say, because is there really a rule of law? Because there are so many people that court has released, DSS will hold them. Shebi Nnamdi Kanu is there. He has not been released. Every day the court will say, we release Nnamdi Kanu every day. Court is not saying their own. DSS will do their own. So let us know. Say, if you enter DSS problem, you are in problem because nobody can intervene. Abi?
Is that right?
Is that's what I'm saying.
That's what is happening.
Looks that way, though.
That is what is happening. Once you enter, just go on your knees and start praying for DSS to release you.
Toby, you were going to say something.
Yes, so I also found on Premium Times the bail conditions for him yesterday, and it was that the court said that the shorty must have landed property within the court jurisdictions and must be deposed to an affidavit of means. The shorty must be a owner of a landed property within the jurisdiction of the court, who must not be less than level 16 in the Nigerian Civil Service. It also went on to say the defendant must deposit his international passport with the court and a few other things. And so, from the point where the court gave the ruling, he couldn't have found somebody immediately.
He's not being released on bail.
Yes.
He's going to it was meant to be remanded in the correctional facility until it wasn't until the bail condition had been met. So it is between him making that move to the correctional facility that the DSS interrupted.
Yes, exactly.
So it's not the conversation what we're trying to understand.
It's like when the court gives an order, should you respect it or should you disrespect it? And if you are DSS, does that give you a sort of authority or power even above the law? That's what we're discussing here. And then, earlier I was asking who the DSS reports to. We have Adi Baptist says the head of DSS reports directly to the president. And of course, as we know, there's no minister that reports to the NSA as well. mind you, this person says, mind you, when Buhari was sick, the former Vice President Osibajo sacked the director of DSS where he took action without informing the then acting president. And I remember that, conversation. We thought it was one of the biggest sign of our democracy, the strength of our democracy. We applauded that move. But since then, but since then, so I think the question is, we'll now see how this particular administration addresses issues like this.
We have a call. Hassan has called in from Lekki. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Look, what these guys are doing, you are just mentioning that of correctional service and DSS. What of the lady that went to fetch him with his head close to her armpit into the court like a baby? Who is that lady?
Why does it?
Who is she?
They say she's a court clerk.
Yeah, but it was a bit inappropriate.
Let me tell you what
The way he held Emefiele.
What you are seeing here, you see, it's an insult to the president. People are looking at the president. People think they can do anything and get away with it.
And you are a regular caller of the show, but that opinion is that's an assertive statement on TV. We really shouldn't allow. We have our emotions, and we all feel. Many Nigerians, there are very few Nigerians that will have something good to say about the former CBN governor because of the experience we had based on the policy that he pushed. But like YK's approach to this thing, I might not like you, but I want you to get justice in the right way. Because I also might be doing my job and I'm also caught in something like this. I would also want to be allowed to have justice the right way. So what we're asking for is the treatment of Emefiele the legal way to go about this? We're yet to find out. We'd like to get maybe constitutional lawyers to help us understand where DSS powers start from and where it ends, and if the court can, obviously the court cannot stop DSS from doing what they want to do. We've had a track record of that whenever the court says something, if DSS feels like it's a national security threat, they will go ahead and do what they are meant to do. So how do we now balance that?
So we need to know, is the DSS stronger than the court? So we now know, once the court releases you, DSS...
If DSS is there. In fact,
there's a comment on YouTube.
We should just go to the DSS and say, Oga DSS, can we go? Because there's no need to go to court.
So let's be taking our cases to DSS direct. Can we get bail?
Okay. So I was told that they had to cut off the last caller because of the statement he made, which I also explained cannot be allowed to go on air. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll see if we can get some callers. We'll get a professional, someone that is a constitutional lawyer, to give us more details on where the power ends and where the power continues. And so this particular topic is very emotional. It's not just emotional, it's a tough one to have, you know. The DSS is, the DSS are seen as, don't touch. If you see DSS, they represent like high level of intelligence, and when they get involved in any case, it means that this is a national threat, something that is a major issue. They're not involved in any small case.
Yes.
And they are also meant to be respected to the level of like almost reverence, like, you see them, you don't see them. They're supposed to be secret service. They move, you don't know. And things are happening, you just see the effect of, if we don't see crisis in Nigeria, it means that the DSS are doing what they're meant to do, you know? And how do we now draw the line that somebody does not use them inappropriately, or the court which is supposed to defend everybody, maybe I'm accused of being a threat to national security, and they put together a very good case, and I'm unable to get proper defense by the court. The court cannot release me. I can't get justice. Is it possible that the DSS might be wrong concerning something, or how do we now?
So I like that you brought up this angle, because yes, there are some cases that I have thought, especially, when I first started this show, and the way we discuss as Nigerians, we feel that the judiciary can be compromised, the police can be compromised, like many other agencies can be compromised, but the DSS would not be compromised because of the high level of intelligence that you said. Or maybe they're about to release somebody, but they've got such intelligence that they're unable to tell you the source, and they need to keep it so discreet. That's why they're holding on to people. So sometimes we give them that respect because we're saying there must be something that they have heard. But I guess it's what makes it... But we need to find a way to show Nigerians that our courts are important, that the rule of law is really the rule of law. If this continuous disrespect of court orders and injunction does not speak very well of our democracy, it just still makes the DSS look bad. I guess maybe the only way that they can finally sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you vindicate yourself. It's maybe towards, after they've done this, they're able to show us the reason why they eventually did it. Oh, we saved you from from calamity. You know, many times we've gotten some reports where it says DSS had gotten intelligence reports that we shouldn't be in a certain place. Some people are going to try and, you know, bomb a place and things like that. And they tell us to be careful. So we have that respect for them that they're performing their duty at such a high level that many of us, mere mortals, mere Nigerians, do not get it. But still, it's still a show of shame to have them dragging correctional officers and insisting to have their way after the courts have said that that person should be remanded in the prisons.
Let's hear Rufus' opinion. Rufus has called from Ikere, Ekiti. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want us to understand something in the case of people that are taken to court. When law enforcement agents, be it the police, be it the maybe if DSS takes you to court, and court granted you bail to go home, the DSS can still arrest you if there's another case against you that has not been brought to court. In this case, the court gives bail to a family because of ammunition possession or whatever. And they are arresting him again for terrorism. It's another case entirely. I think we should understand that.
So, do you understand what he said?
Yes.
He said that the DSS probably arrested him for another case that is not
separate
on the count charge.
On a separate charge, which they haven't charged him yet, which we do not know about. I wanted to say, do you remember that in December, they were looking for Emefiele? The DSS was, and they, I think they withdrew their security that were guarding him, and soldiers started to guard Emefiele at that time. So there was something, I don't know what, we cannot know, like you said, we mere mortals cannot know what it was they had against him. But if they have something so horrendous or so...
Let us hear it. Justify. They can't tell us. It's intelligence.
Okay, they can't tell us, but they can hint us now. So that
no, they cannot hint us.
So that we stop shouting. We are shouting like fish people, fish wives. I mean, how they say it. They can't reject. It's rule of law. But because we are not informed. So even if you just tell us, if you hear what we have against this man, all of you will shut up.
Yeah.
So the DSS really does press reports. They are tweeting a bit more in recent times, because I remember there was a tweet that I felt very like DSS is
untouchable.
They're supposed to be like untouchable, unseen, and that expectation we shouldn't even have a conversation like this about DSS, like out of fear of what DSS will do or what will happen.
We have to pass their office every day.
So that's the way we've always sort of like respected and revered
them.
The DSS. But a few things has made us start questioning them. Like when they tweeted about this lawyer, there was a tweet that I read back a year or two ago about Kanu's lawyer being charged and bail lawyer, and it was a tweet from their handle. So there are some things that you must carry yourself.
Tweet.
A derogatory tweet.
I think it was a few weeks ago.
Yes, we shouldn't have derogatory statements. Just being neutral is extremely important for the DSS to portray, and maybe they should always tell us national security. We have a caller. Bayo has called in from Ikeja. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is my first time calling.
Welcome to the show, Bayo.
You are doing wonderfully well.
Thank you.
Some of us, I always go through your program. But I just have to tell you one thing. If you look at the program, I mean, the clips we have seen, are you with me?
Yeah.
The clip thing, you realize that there is no respect for anybody. When we were young, you understand, we respect the lawyers. The fact that they pass through your street, you begin to be afraid. I'm staying in GRA, Kajak, and you will not believe it. Now, see the way we have brought ourselves down to the lowest level, that they are not respected anymore. And from what I saw on the screen, well written on the wall, some of them are fighting for their pocket. I'm sorry to use that language. You understand? Now, they charge him for what? The case that was not even there. Is that a new case? They are raising up. I'm ashamed of myself. Now, when we're watching the program, even on your own television, on your own screen, we see because inflation, a lot of people die, except if you have done a video clip or probably edited the program, the video on your screen. If it's not, you still should be charged for that. A lot of people died because of that. He paid money. The conversation between him and somebody was we saw it that one, he paid money that was not even.
We're having network challenges. We're not hearing you well.
Can't hear anything.
It's going out and coming in, but it's sharing what we said. Like we've always revered, respected DSS, and we want to maintain that respect. And a lot of Nigerians have grown over the years based on what we've seen, based on social media being able to record moments. And there's been an increase in disrespect for our law enforcement people, like, oh, police is this, and then it went to NCDC is this. We shouldn't let it get to DSS. We should still, and it is easy because we had people that were looking down on NDLEA, but with leadership and consistent show of I'm doing my job, NDLEA won back the respect of people. Even as much as Nigerians can complain, we'll say we can see that they are working. The DSS also have that respect, and they seem to be doing some things that's making us wonder, should we still continue to put you on this pedestal? We need to see their show and body language communicating that.
Pedestal of respect or pedestal of fear?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how to answer that question, and honestly, we don't have the. It's above our pay grade. It's classified information. There are many things that we're discussing now that is above our pay and is classified information. The details of this is also above and classified information. And I'll just appeal to Nigerians to put a bit of trust in this, a bit more trust in the system, you know. And that means we should trust the DSS that they know what they're doing, and appeal to the DSS at the same time to help us trust them by obeying the rule of law and communicating with Nigerians when they don't. That would be the ideal. We would all love to trust the system. We would all love to know that if I go to the court and the court says you are released, I'm getting justice. And it will be the work of everybody, DSS, police, the NCS, all of us need to be involved to strengthen this institution called Nigeria. On that note, we've ended this segment.
We've ended it?
Yes.
We still have much. We haven't even
cannot say anything because, you know, where I'm living is around them. As I'm saying this one, my heart is...